Hey, I saw a really good episode of The Bionic Woman the other night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, best Fembot episode of all.
Which one? The one. Yeah,
the first one.
Yeah.
Because there's one where her and Steve battle Fembots, but the first one where she's and the guy who's in charge of the Fembots, he was on Dragnet as like a little kid drug addict, a hippie guy. Not drug addict, but like a little punk, rich kid punk.
Okay.
It's nice to see him a little bit older, where he's evolved into trying to take over the world with sexy robots. But it's really brilliant. And the whole time, Jamie Summers is like shaking her head, like, oh, she's totally not threatened by these robots and how they're gonna and explosions and everything.
She's annoyed by the robots.
She's annoyed by the robots, like as if I'm the robot.
Right.
I'm bionic.
Ever in a smartphone. The 64-bit design, 4.3 billion transistors, 6 core. We're going to geek out here for a bit because it is so awesome. It has 2 high-performance cores. They're 25% faster than the high-performance cores in the previous industry-leading A10 chip. There's 4 high-efficiency cores. They're up to 70% faster than the ones in the A10 chip. They're managed by our 2nd-generation performance controller that now can use all 6 cores at once. It can deliver up to 70% improvement in...
Dude, we just sat through that whole thing. And I had nothing. You spout that kind of technological jargon.
Yeah.
And you not only cut off the invite to the joke.
Yeah.
You cut off any thought because your brain goes into a loop.
Yeah, you're trying to process what he's saying.
So tech jargon is hypnosis.
Yeah, it can be, for sure.
There's no way in.
Yeah, you'd have
there was no way to do anything.
No. I can imagine if you're the type of guy who knows exactly what he's saying, you might be impressed with what he's saying.
I kind of think I know what he's saying, but it doesn't even matter.
What he's saying, more, faster, better, stronger.
Like
we can build that man.
Yeah.
Make him better than he was.
We can build him.
Better, faster, stronger. Steve Austin will be that man. Oliver Nelson score, by the way, it's pretty good.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oliver Nelson, the jazz composer, he did the theme.
This is where you're going to prove you know a lot about jazz.
I don't know a lot. I just know what I like.
It's pretty cool.
But my question is, how does that, as the end user, what the does that mean to me? I mean, so I won't have any buffering ever? Well, I don't really, it's not my life.
That means better performance.
Performance in what?
Caretaker, look. This is what
I don't get. How is the thing
love.
performing? It's like, how do you judge the performance on comparing iPhones? Do people who upgrade their iPhone, they're like, oh, the performance is so much better? Really? Or it's like I could see more Gimcracks and Geegaws on it, bells and whistles.
Gimcracks and Geegaws.
But I don't know. Is it just blather? I mean, I could see if you're gonna.
Is that what they're gonna say when they listen to this?
Yeah.
Is this just blather?
Well, it's not intended to be. There's some jokes, but we're trying to get at the truth here.
I don't know. I don't think there's any truth here.
Well, there was no truth there.
Are you pointing at me?
No, I was pointing at the screen.
Oh.
There is a truth, but it's a hidden truth.
There's a truth. I'm telling you, this is the meme that was calling out for the joke that never really got made.
I see.
And they have our first ever Apple design graphics processing.
He was going to say degenerate.
GPU. This is a 3-core design. It's 30% in the GPU.
Yeah, it's like a little gamer device. That's what it is. It's a gamer thing. The only reason you need a lot of CPU these days is to be a fucking gamer, right? Otherwise, no, who does?
All right, so yes, and we're all gamers.
Well, not in that sense.
No, we are, because we need our streaming video.
Yeah. So that makes I guess okay.
4K video and all that shit.
Yeah, to get all the high quality crap, you need the
high fidelity entertainment.
So you could pretend that you're in the movies?
Yeah, we're all gamers.
Yeah. Well, when are we going to wear
I was the first one to say that. We're all gamers.
When are we going to have the goggles to the glass of the helmet?
Pretty soon.
Pretty soon.
I bet they're going to release one in this thing.
See, if you can, if
actually, I bet what they release is a thing that goes right up your urethra.
Why that end? Why not the other one? Because it already does go up the other one.
That was such a dad joke.
I'm approaching that range.
Also is incredible for machine learning app.
Core machine learning.
There's more
Here we
to it.
go.
The A11 Bionic includes a new generation image signal processor, or ISP. So you know this is used in photography. It delivers faster autofocus in low light.
Okay, here's I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but I'm not going to waste everyone's time going into the theory of everything. But here's the theory of cameras. This is about cameras. It's not about AI. It's not about artificial intelligence. It's not about machine learning. It's not about control with an overlord. It's about distributed control via the camera. And here's why. It's not the ability to do anything but observe your environment. And the camera is now at the point where it is so ubiquitous and so powerful, combined with the new software.
Well, yeah, that image at the beginning.
That everything is observable by the machine.
Yeah.
And once the machine is able to observe in enough fidelity, enough cameras equals enough angles, equals enough light, equals enough information for a machine to observe all behavior in all systems. You can give them all kinds of algorithms and you can give them all kinds of history books to read, but until you show them the world, they actually can't understand it. And so once the ubiquity of the camera is complete, which it is nearly complete, then that is the point at which machines learn faster. It's not because the algorithms and the CPUs move faster. It's because they can see.
Well, they get the information. They have the directly. It's like in a sense, you could say it's an empirical inflection point as opposed to abstract data, because data's it's like they're between a square wave and a sine wave.
Well, it all started with the Apple announcement of the iPhone. What are we on now? 8?
I guess, yeah.
All right, do you want to see what this dude has to say?
Yeah, I do.
This guy's kind of like, he looks kind of like Herman Munster, but like I can imagine him as a Herman Munster.
Really? Like really kind of goofy at home?
I don't know. But I also like that he looks like he's a little stockier, like the other guy.
It has new pixel processing for sharpness and texture. And for the first time, to help reduce noise, it has hardware-enabled multi-band phone.
That looks like crap.
People are going to love taking pictures with the
Caretaker, that is the
it looks like
monitor
airbrush.
we're looking at. That's the sweaty, greasy monitor we're looking at.
It looks like airbrush shite is what that looks like.
That's the Dell 15-inch monitor we're looking at.
I've seen better art in Myrtle Beach. An airbrush.
Look, there's the rose gold.
This adds up to having better color saturation. So as always, we want to show you the kind of
now they
photos
got
you can take off
2
of
cameras. Maybe that's a depth sensor. And that's how they do the photo functions.
So here's the first one.
There you go.
This is
Stereo vision.
beautiful.
That's a dumb photo.
I think this version is
Here's
not
another example. It shows incredible wide quality
I
color
just got a
again.
text.
Just look at the skin tones and the detail
says
in the
K
hair and
boo.
the eyes. If you look closely in her eyes, you can
What does that
actually see
mean?
the photographer reflected there
Is
holding
that
an
for
iPhone
me?
to take the picture.
No.
Oh, that means
Here's a great
okay,
example of the amazing
sweetie.
textures and depth
Oh,
of
all right.
photography.
Boo.
And really,
I'm sorry. I've been living in a
texture,
place.
detail,
Your bae-
I
very
don't have
subtle
a
colors in
TV.
this
Your
dark
bae is
environment.
your crush.
Last year
and
we
your
introduced
boo
portrait mode.
I don't even
which
have a
is
Your
radio.
boo's
ideal.
like your
It's
squeeze.
fantastic.
I don't even have a
portrait modes.
radio.
People flip over
Man.
taking these photos. And
Yeah,
now,
radio
with the iPhone
sucks.
8 Plus, you're going to get
I don't even
sharper
have a
details,
refrigerator.
more uses in low light, and even a more natural bokeh in the background of the photo. Engineering team to do that again.
Yeah, I'm sure
To
it's
make it easy for all of us to take
well.
advantage of the
That's
advanced
pretty. Who
photographic
gives a shit?
All right.
though.
So here's the deal. You're the Instagram guy.
Yeah,
You're the guy who goes and he makes the filters.
yeah. Well,
But you
tweak
do it in a way that's like the stuff that the Caretaker does is extremely saturated.
What I do is I turn the contrast way down, and the shadows way up, and then you get this compression. Is the only way I could describe it. And it's like you can put a depth or a compression on the image that way easily. Things will jump out
Yeah.
in strange ways.
It's really, you got to check it out. It's just Caretaker on Instagram. I guess I got to put on airplane mode so it doesn't keep texting. I mean, if I didn't have airplane mode on, this thing would be beeping the entire time we're sitting here.
It's all gamer apps.
No, it's just all people like, they want to know what I'm all about. It's LinkedIn.
Oh yeah.
I put my number on there.
Oh,
so
fun.
Yeah, they're just texting me all night.
Wow.
And none of it is about work. It's all sexual. And it's all homosexual. It's all male recruiters who are just like...
That's creepy. You're joking. What was that? Like
I don't know. I don't know if that... Maybe that happens. And you know what? This can be really insensitive if it turns out that there's a whole bunch of people out there who've been homosexually assaulted,
harassed
by LinkedIn recruiters. And I would say just to our listeners, you don't know what gender I am yet.
Yeah, I think that's where we're at, where you get to decide, you can call yourself pretty much anything you want and do anything you want while you're calling yourself anything you want, right? But in terms of, the new, I don't know how to put it, LGBTPDQ sensibility, right? That's we're all embracing.
What does PDQ mean, though?
It means pretty damn quick, but that's because there's all. I mean, I like.
So wait,
queer,
when you say LGBTQ,
gender queer
PDQ, are you belittling
yes,
the movement?
I'm belittling that appellation of all those. When it's like, all right, just come up with a better name because that's terrible. It's just dumb.
Oh, okay. So you're calling them out for being just kind of tone deaf to their own.
Yeah. Just
inability
bad
PR.
Just find a better name.
Agency.
I think this is what I think they should call it all. I think they should call it the Pink Team.
The Pink Team.
Yeah.
And now we're just anti-gay podcast.
No, who's anti-gay?
Just the whole thing is just
who's
one
anti-gay?
big anti-gay.
No, I'm just anti-political, movement. I don't care how many
podcast
things,
had so much potential.
I don't care what you do.
And then it went all the way alt-right.
Alt-right?
The first time.
It was bound to happen.
There's no way to avoid it.
Or at least get accused of it. Definitely, it'll be accused of it sooner or later.
Yeah. Why waste time?
Yeah.
Well, both sides.
We can't waste time.
We're wrong.
And it has to do with lighting.
Yeah.
And if you've ever had
I just don't like those kind of labels.
Taken, you know that pro photography.
Those kind of labels that have to do with your sexual identity.
Do you think there's other videos on YouTube where they just don't even
discuss the
mostly
subject?
Just whacking off?
Well, I think
then some video commentary. Well, the thing I'm wondering is anyone's actually going to watch this and be like, "Oh, this is interesting because it's Apple."
He's blathering about stuff that you could read in a little. Yeah.
So
we'll go rogue.
We're going rogue.
Go Maverick.
I'm going to go rogue. This guy's going rogue.
He's going rogue.
Advanced equipment and have a great understanding of advanced techniques.
He's Joe Rogan.
Literally sculpt the light on your face to create the perfect mood for a portrait photograph.
Yeah. I like messing with the light.
No, but check it out. See, this is the depth.
You compose a photo in the camera app using the portrait mode.
Hey, it's Obama.
Dual cameras in the ISP.
Now we are fully alt-right.
Look, they chose him because he looks like Obama.
Oh my God. We're getting in the red column.
Nothing wrong with that.
Creates facial landmarks and actually changes the lighting of the contours over your face. That happens while you're composing the shot.
Actually, it looks kind of like...
That's in the shot.
Now, these aren't filters. This is real-time analysis of the light on your subject's face. In fact, you can go in later
it's cool.
after you shot
That's
a portrait mode
different.
photo into
Yeah,
the
it's
photos
cool.
app
I love it.
and
I do
change the
like
lighting
it.
effect
In this
to
shit.
select which one you want to use on your photograph.
That just comes right out of the camera. Oh my God. We're going to live in the weirdest society for the next 3 years because photos are going to look like that now.
Yeah.
And it's going to
Like
be
a
really fucking weird.
Like a Keen painting.
I mean, everyone
That's
is
what it
going
looks
to be,
like.
It's going to make everyone look like the subject of a
Bill Keane
documentary.
painting. Oh, or documentary, yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like, yeah.
It'll be like
It'll be
Christie's graduation party.
Yeah.
And that'll be the picture of this guy.
It'll be funny to see like
Which would be weird 'cause it's not her.
the bad uses of it. Because I mean, it's like anybody. Most things look like shit online, like bad photos of food, all that. But
I don't ever remember any photographer worth anything ever saying that they really love the tools that their camera gives them to change the lighting.
Yeah. See, the whole point is it is like painting, which I like. Digital photography is closer
That's
to
like
printing.
the most pretentious thing I've ever said. Maybe there are like photographers everywhere who are like, "Oh no, that's bullshit, man."
I mean, I guess in terms of like what photographers like is something that will capture. I mean, if they're a good photographer, it's something that will literally capture what the eye sees, like that, and they can just go boop boop boom.
But
chick.
do they really want to capture what the eye sees? Like, do you think?
Depends.
I mean, that's what I mean. I'm just asking.
Depends on the
is
photographer.
Like, I mean, what do you?
But if you're
you
talking
probably
about
look this up, but is like Man Ray or someone?
No,
is that
I didn't
are they
look that
looking at like?
Yeah, well, he's a studio photographer who's he wasn't doing that. He would have loved anything to make the things look more surreal.
That's what I'm saying.
That's that. Yeah, but the guys who like to hit it, they want to be able to like see something and just that's it. And that's not. They're not thinking, "Ooh, cool! I could do this, and I could make the light look weird, and whatever." They're not thinking that. I mean, they look down on people who pump it up at the back door. Right? I mean, that's the back, and the back end, the print,
the rear end,
the rear end of the thing. It's all corrupted after you. The rear end is the presentation. The
hind.
The hind is. You get the ass end. The artist gives you the artist gives you the ass end. People who enjoy art don't get the best part. They get the filtered version.
Look, I just want to look great in my photos.
And the team has done an unbelievable job on this. And so here's an example of a photo that's taken, not touched in any way. This is portrait mode using portrait lighting. It's actually using the setting.
This is going to be everyone's Facebook icon. This is going to be everyone's Tinder fucking photo.
Yeah.
This is going to be
it's all about conformity, man.
The main image of the late, what do we call the 2010s? The aught-10s?
Yeah. The teens.
The 21s?
The teens.
Seems like the 21s.
You call it the teens. That's what they called it last century.
The 20 teens?
The teens. Just the teens.
And are we going to say the 2020s?
No, we're going to say the 20s.
We're just going to say the 20s.
Why wouldn't we? Why? Because it's the 21st century, dude. We're not living in you're living in the 20th century. Get hip.
But we called it the aughts.
Yeah.
Did they call it that back in 1906?
I don't know. Who knows? We'll have to research that one.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
I know they thought they knew everything back then, scientifically. They thought they had it all figured out.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Doesn't that sound familiar?
Oh. All right.
Portrait lighting for stage light, so it drops away the background to make this stunning, dramatic photograph. It's absolutely beautiful. So iPhone 8 and 8 Plus.
You notice how they say shit like, it's great, and that was great.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's all blather.
It's absolutely stunning. Like, what are these, like, closer lines? Do they even need them at this point? I feel like they could say like, stick your fingers in your eyes. And everyone would be like, yeah! I mean, it's like, do they really need to say it's wonderful, it's fantastic, it's beautiful? Like, is there really
it's because they really don't have anything to say and they're just trying to keep the flow going. That's like the glue.
But doesn't it seem forced that they're always making a statement
it's all forced.
And isn't it beautiful?
It's all forced.
Someone's telling them to do that.
Taking pictures.
Yeah.
They're also amazing for video as well. In fact, iPhone 8 has the highest quality video capture ever in a smartphone.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like a shredder video where it was like, yeah.
It did kind of sound like that. One guy was clapping. Only one guy was clapping there. It did sound like the Shreds guy.
Someone started soon because they were like, is he done?
Along with the
He's the only
we have an
free
Apple
thinker in the
designed
audience.
video encoder. This enables faster frame rates and higher quality video. So while you're shooting video, let's say 4K 60 frames a second,
Oh, God.
the iPhone 8 divides each frame into individual, whether that tile has grass.
They are getting seriously into the weeds here.
Yeah.
Why would they do that? Doesn't that seem a little odd?
Be more specific.
2 million tiles per second.
Oh, yeah. I
Like, are they...
To me, it's all.
Are they
Greek.
going... Why are they giving us insight into this? Because what they're doing is image manipulation. When he's saying we're analyzing things for contrast and texture, 2 million tiles per second, what he's saying is we have the power to alter imagery.
Mm-hmm.
And that we can change reality.
Yeah, I get you. It totally makes sense. Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's conquering nature. Yeah, it is a way to get through the boring tedium of existence.
2 million tiles.
Yeah. And then million. I think it's also because they think, the hoi polloi likes to hear million all the time.
I'm
Million's
just
great.
pissed because they think that we think that's 1 million tiles.
Oh.
When that's clearly about 5,000 tiles.
That's true. But
Or
the
not
second
even
hasn't gone by. That's
I
a
don't know,
still. That's not a second.
1,300.
That's like a still, So it goes, it's one of those passing by to make 2 million per second. Right?
All I know is I don't like lying.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I mean, I like to exaggerate.
Yeah.
And I
It's
think
all bullshit. I mean,
I
it's just
think
such...
that like if someone's telling me a story and they don't exaggerate even just a little,
Yeah.
then it probably means they're not interested in telling you the story.
Or they're, yeah. Well, people do that when they're honestly excited because they want you.
They want you to care.
They want to convey the excitement they actually felt, right? So they
want you to give money.
who really cares? It's all about Twitter. I mean, this is what the internet basically is just a bathroom wall when you get right down to it. I guess.
If you catch
mock
more flies with honey, or what is it? Bees with honey? Flies with
honey.
You catch more flies with honey.
If the bees let you have it.
That's like one of those things like, no, you're not ugly. You're just different.
You're just boring.
Oh, thanks, Dan. All right. I was just wanted to ask about this 2 million tiles. And then what I'm getting at is I'm worried about image processing. And I'm worried about the way that we're trying to explain it as if it is reality that you're simply tapping into.
Yeah.
And maximizing. I mean, it's like real-time post-processing.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Creating your own reality. Yeah, that's
And
the VR is next.
But I think what is actually happening is that they're analyzing the image and the values within it in real time.
Yeah.
To change it and enhance it.
Yeah.
And looking at the shapes and the textures.
Yeah.
And so that they're making it into this thing.
Yeah.
So I imagine what we're about to see
yeah.
is something that is going to illustrate that. And I'll bet money that it does not look real.
No, of course it's not. Nothing taken on an iPhone looks real ever.
Sky, water, or movement in it. So let's say you're shooting 4K 60 frame of video. It can look like this. It's beautifully optimized for quality and for compression level. I mean, this video
Boy, that is
shot
one
on an
freaky
iPhone
family.
4K. It's amazing.
What the are they doing?
It's nothing but it's like a fashion shoot. Just think of it as like a scene from a musical that the art director had a big budget and make it look amazing. And we want the colors. So they want to show the textures. They did this because they want to show the fabric texture with the sand and the sky. I don't know.
What do you think?
It looks photoshopped is what it looks like. It looks boring and phony. Like, I think it'll be harder to take a really good photo with this shit. Because everything is just going to look like you said, like it's got the stamp. It's kind of like it's analogous to how music recording, sounds like shit after the 70s when everything went digital. It sounds like crap, because it sounds like it goes through a machine. That's the same thing. I bet it's what it's gonna. It's not gonna improve photography. People are gonna be like even more impressed with old photos now. In the future, I think they're gonna be like, wow, look at that. Because everything, like you said, it's like got a bland. It's like a deflavorizing machine, is what it is.
I think it's boring.
Yeah, it's boring. It's really boring.
And if you're one of the many people who love shooting slow-mo videos,
But people
that's
like
gotten a lot better.
Okay, so now we've
you
got
can
240 frames
shoot
per
1080p
second.
HD, 240 frames a second. That's double the frame rate.
That's a
previous.
lot of fucking
Yeah.
disk
Absolutely
space.
beautiful. So now,
Sorry, memory
iPhone 8 is
space.
incredible for shooting photos. It's incredible
Just
for video.
betrayed
There's
my
a third
age.
category of use of the camera that's going to become increasingly important in our mobile devices.
Who's that guy they were
That's
zooming in on?
augmented reality.
He had a beard.
He did.
Use of the
I think he
camera
was a
that's gonna
hipster. I think it was the
become
first
increasingly
hipster.
important.
Why do they have a shot of the
That's
audience and it's not
augmented
lit
reality.
and there's some guy looking around like he's reacting somehow? That's like an inside baseball
Look at this.
thing. Yeah, augmented reality. I know. It's like it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Augmented reality. You're laughing. It's awful. It's terrible. Augmented reality. You know how it's like, what? No. I mean, oh man, that's just bad. That's just depressing. That's depressing. Augmented reality. It's like, why not just, I mean, that's, and people who, and we're looking down on people who get high, to deal with reality. And here this is being celebrated. Mm-hmm. It's really fucking sad. Because this is way more insidious than drugs. Drugs have an effect, a direct effect. You can tell the direct effect. This, you're not going to tell. It's just, we're a soft species. We're not evolved enough to deal with this. I guess you could say it's like the atomic bomb is more technology than we deserve. I guess. Hold on. I can agree with.
Whoa. You just compared augmented reality to the atomic bomb.
Well, yeah, it's dangerous. It's a dangerous tool. Not that it's going to kill a whole bunch of people like a bomb. It's not violent.
Don't back off of it.
But it's not. I mean, it's a dangerous.
This is worth entertaining.
It's like It's like Pandora's box is what I'm getting at.
Once we're there.
Yeah. Once you open it. Oh.
Then yeah. So this is more like the atomic bomb of banality.
Yeah, banality. It's a psychological bomb. It'll affect our brain. We're being programmed. I know I was programmed by television. As opposed to just reading before.
I was programmed by the Ramones.
When I finally heard the Ramones as a little kid, not to quote them, but the kids today, but I was like, meh. I was like, really? This is what y'all been apeshit about? Not like it's a bad thing, but like, yeah, this is the way things should sound. I was like, it's like bubblegum metal. That's it.
It was sort of like, oh, have you heard this?
This is amazing. It'll blow your mind, the Ramones.
And like, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what it's. Everything should sound like that.
Yeah, it's not bad.
More things.
I like it.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, it's logical. It works.
Augmented reality. Yeah. Tempted to say a bunch of really stupid shit.
Yeah, please do.
I don't know. This is an incredible area for us to advance in. And our teams have worked together, hardware and software, to make iPhone the first iPhone really created for augmented reality, and the first smartphone designed for it as well.
Maybe he's hiding tentacles under that
each iPhone
untouched shirt.
The cameras are actually individually calibrated in the factory, and that makes a huge difference in the performance for AR. There are new gyroscopes, new accelerometers, and ARKit software is tightly tuned to all this hardware to deliver the best experience for.
Okay, so right now there is an augmented revolution.
Yeah,
I think augmented is the term.
Oh, that's
not augmented reality.
Yeah,
I think that's what drops out of it.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah. An inflection of
An
an
inflection
augmented
point.
inflection point.
Yeah. And I think
An inflection of augmentation.
it's going to be another couple years of ridicule.
Yeah.
And then it's actually going to become... It's the reason I brought up cameras before, and it's
Yeah.
the reason I brought up image manipulation, is that cameras are going to become the driver behind all technology. And so AR will begin to do that in some way that we haven't seen yet. And I think augmented reality is a scarier technology than virtual reality.
Yeah. Yeah. Virtual reality is 100% escape. Augmented reality is an insidious, slippery slope.
It's like when Tim Cook said, we're bringing the outside in.
Yeah.
We're bringing the in out. It's all one continuous thing.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't want that.
Yeah. It's
I
nice.
want my outside out.
Yeah. Exactly. Like you want your online, and you want your reality unaugmented.
Yeah.
That's the way I would like it. But we have the online, and I blame Mark Zuckerberg for creating a situation where people end up thinking the online is
The real.
there's a
And it is.
well, to them,
To everyone.
no,
Sure.
to everyone, because
It's all real.
there's people who don't go online in that way and really are like, what?
You could argue that the internet is a psychological experiment at the level that we've never seen. In other words, it's not just some evil scientist thing,
No.
but it's the way to show all tendencies in humanity. Like it's the ultimate truth teller.
Yeah, true that.
You know, so you could give it that much credit
It's
for a moment.
Yeah, I'm sure there's
Somehow that song Moon Over Marin, you remember Moon Over Marin?
no, but I've been to Marin.
The Dead Kennedys song?
Oh, cool.
There'll always be a Moon Over Marin.
You're singing him like he's Ethel Merman or
I don't
something.
know.
No, that's like Katharine Hepburn.
I
That's what you
love
were
Jello,
doing.
okay? This is no slight on Jello. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah. You had his
It's the vibrato I don't
Yeah.
have.
Oh.
But really, he does sound like Katharine Hepburn if you
Yeah.
kind of give him
A little modulation.
a little bit of oral exciter. This is totally not going well now, is it?
I
Motion
guess.
tracking. And AR greatly benefits from the new A11 Bionic chip. The CPU handles world tracking. The new Apple GPU renders immersive graphics at up to 60 frames a second.
Immersive.
The new ISP
Amorphous
does
immersive.
real-time lighting estimation. And this stuff is amazing that it happens on a device in the palm of our hands. So I want to show you some of the work that developers are starting to do with AR apps on iPhone 8.
I think I don't like how
Here's
he
one
leans
example.
in.
It's a game,
Yeah.
Warhammer 40K Freeblade from Pixel Toys.
Yeah,
You
it's
can now
that
use the
shit you
photo
were
mode
working on.
to bring the Freeblade Knight into the real world and play it right where your friends are standing around you.
Pikachu's or Pokemon's augmented
enough-
reality, right? Is that what that is?
Yeah, Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go's augmented reality.
Yeah, that's augmented reality, but the difference is that I think that the interesting part is that stupid Pokemon Go made
Yeah.
so many people wandered the streets like zombies. And then you figure out that all it is this little overlay that's hovering over the ground.
Yeah.
When all of us working in the industry were expecting it to be some like Pikachu climbing up the wall and like jumping off and falling into a big like lightning pool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And
Something
then
psychedelic.
And
you
so
know,
we
like
were
a
all
schizophrenic might see. You know, give us some of that shit.
Give us that
They
shit.
seem pretty happy
Well, you
when
know,
they're in
a really
in
good
their
friend,
cups.
artist friend, and she is she's a paranoid schizophrenic.
Oh, well.
And she is the most brilliant artist. She did a piece called
Mm.
and is a memory of stealing a horse when she was 13 years old. And so she gave the insight that she always remembers being up on Highgate. And she knows it's not real, but she rides it. And that she also understands augmented reality because she deals with it on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And that was one of the most interesting
Wow.
pieces of that, you know.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's just a shameless plug for a little PDF I put together that never got accepted by the mainstream media. The mainstream art media.
What do they know?
They didn't like my HoloLens article.
It was too alt-right for them.
From Major League Baseball's advanced media team. They're enhancing the at-bat app with ARKit. So that
Oh,
when
for
you're at the
sake,
game,
you can
hold
follow
up your
baseball
iPhone
players
and see
around the
real-time
field now?
player
Yeah.
information and
Oh,
stats
for
on top
So you
of
don't really
it
have
on
to
your
watch the
laptop.
game.
And here's Sky Guide from Fifth Star Labs.
Sky
Use
Guide?
ARKit with
Oh,
this
Sky
app
Guide.
to actually
Sky Guide, he's a
superimpose the
superhero.
map on top of the sky as you're
Sky Guy.
looking at it around you. This isn't
That's
some
pretty
generic
cool.
sky. This is the sky around you.
That's fun. I
You're
haven't.
such a fucking sheeple.
I have an app
Now
that
we
I
wanna show
like
you
that shows me where the moon is at all
Exciting
times.
AR app
It's got like a
right here live on stage, playing on
virtual
iPhone. It's from
astrolabe
Directive Games.
that I can
This is a
find
new
find the
startup
azimuth
based in
as I
Shanghai.
rotate it around and
Yeah.
just point
Founded by
it, and that's where the
developers
moon's going to
who
be.
have worked
I
on
kind
some
of
of
like
the
that.
biggest franchises in gaming. So please
Yeah, you know,
welcome
I have a
Hedy Lamarr,
telescope.
CEO and
Well, this
co-founder
I can
of
use
Directive
this
Games.
inside the
Athlete,
house.
Which allows me to view the heavens in a way which the iPhone
Oh
won't.
yeah, well I have
Earlier
two
this
coffee
summer,
cans on a
The
string.
introduction of ARKit, Apple changed gaming.
We didn't listen to any of that shit. You know why?
It was boring.
Because who cares about augmented reality?
Yeah, it's like
But here's the thing.
what?
That's why I'm scared of it.
Oh, because it's insidious.
Because people are being dismissive.
Yeah,
And when they're dismissive, they're not paying attention.
yeah.
Forever. What we're about to show you is one of the world's first competitive multiplayer games designed to be played entirely
That guy's
in
Dutch.
augmented reality. This is The Machines. In the game,
Are there
players
tanks
battle
in
their
it?
friends in real time, either online
So-
or around the table in the
The
Yeah,
center.
dude
those
is
look fun.
standing
It's like-
there.
My friends
No,
and
It's
co-founders
like a
of
D&D
Fembots
game.
preparing
the
a
dude
match
is
for us,
standing there
where
looking
we
at a
play the
blank table,
Yeah,
walking around with his
the
phone.
Dominators.
yeah,
Why the couldn't he just be sitting on his couch doing
Yeah.
the same thing?
yeah.
What's really
Well,
cool
has to
is
walk
that they
around.
get
It's
the
like
middle
it'd be
tool on a
easier
new
if you
iPhone.
had your little
We are
lead
able to
figures in
experience
the
games
just
in
the
an
map,
entire
right?
But why would
world.
you? He's looking at a
Since
blank
players are
surface
It's in-
with
able to
his
view the game
phone.
from
Yeah,
any
like-
Why not just sit down on the
Yeah.
couch?
It's easier just to follow the app while you're laying in
power of the
bed.
iPhone
You know, it's like
and
it makes
Unreal
too much
support
work
for Level
here.
2,
What's the point?
we are
It's
able to view the
asinine.
entire
It's
level
really
in an
asinine.
amazing 1.2
It's stupid. It's absurd. Look at that.
This is the
It's
stupidest thing
comical.
I've ever seen.
Look at that guy. I'm serious. He's like really focused. Like, man, I'm really playing this game.
Oh my god!
It's like I'm a crazy.
what an embarrassing
And
mess.
not to offend your friend, but it's like this is like
My
I'm
friend.
your artist friend.
Oh no!
But it is like
AR
a
allows
filter
us to
for
use our
a
decision
schizophrenic
to
filter.
No, she-
begin attacking
Here I
the
am, a crazy person seeing weird, like things that aren't there.
I'm sure she would feel
something that
like
would have been hard
this
to
is
do
a
with
poor
digital.
substitute for her own schizophrenia. Poor.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like that's
like you're not
unconscious. The brilliance of your own mind teaching you shit. This is like as about as exciting as a game of asteroids that's following you around. You know, I mean, come on. And asteroids is even more exciting. Look at that. It's those.
The sound is occluded.
I don't get that.
And with the stereo
Why do
speakers
you
on
have
the new
to?
iPhone, this is truly amazing. Move closer to their base.
Because it's easier to
get ready for the
manipulate
fatal
it.
blow with
Because
a
you
drone.
have like this. Is it? That's why it's
Oh, the drop tube
engaging.
is
Because
there.
you have this physical.
take it out at the same
You
time?
have this physical. That's the insidious part. It's
But
programming.
it's not.
Yeah, it is because.
It's not physical. You're just walking around like a timid
but
little
physical,
mouse.
It's physical where that perception is being
Yes,
programmed.
this is why it works.
That's why it's insidious.
That's why I'm afraid of it.
I know, and that's
Thanks to
what
the combination of
thrills you. It's a satisfaction to be like, you get this like simulated action, like the joystick. It's, and it's like I'm
doing something.
I'm doing something. It's like you get this thrill, like you're doing something.
I'm not doing anything
I'm not doing
at all.
anything. I'm acting like a crazy person. It's like an imaginary experience, a moment that cannot be healthy.
No.
That cannot be healthy.
That cannot be healthy.
That's like
But
really.
the future is wireless.
Yeah, thank you, Hedy Lamarr. Who gives a shit about controlling torpedoes? Look what you've done for us.
More true than ever before with iPhone 8. It supports
Too
LTE
bad
advanced
you weren't ugly. Then I could really hate you.
5.0 for the latest accessories. Of course, it supports our great beloved, enabling the freedom of wireless charging.
Oh, wireless charging. All right, let's talk about that.
That can't
I
be.
like this angle with him.
Yeah.
He looks kind of dumpy.
That's what, if I were latent, I would say, what are you, a chubby chaser?
I think
I've heard that before.
I think you are latent.
I've heard that
I think
before.
that's the point.
I said to some guy, I didn't know whether he was gay or not, but we were in the French Quarter. I said, yeah, I really like John Goodman.
What
and
does
then he said to
latent
me,
mean?
like you're homosexual and you're not expressing it. You're in denial of your homosexuality.
Aren't we all?
Well, that's what Freud said. And
Yes.
that's why everybody goes through a latency period before.
Are you saying in the closet or
yeah,
latent?
I'm saying in the closet.
All right, that's different.
Well, okay, or latent, or don't
I'm
even
clarifying
realize
this
it.
because I'm an ally.
I don't know.
I'm with my brothers and sisters in the LGBTQ.
I'm with.
You understand? I don't know about the Caretaker, but Jimmy D is all about people of different sexual.
Who said otherwise? Nobody stated otherwise.
And somebody will undoubtedly say different. Oh, what is different supposed to mean? I'll be like, well, statistics.
It's all about adults making choices. And that's fine. It's nobody's business.
Everybody's free.
I do know a lot of guys who make, like, when somebody starts making the homoerotic jokes, I'm like, latent. Out of the blue. Like, why do you go there?
Is that you scratching your beard?
Sorry about that.
No, it's all right. I just hear this, high frequency.
I was hitting the wire there, the cable.
You hear that?
Nothing against homoerotic jokes, because I like
scratching
them,
my beard.
but they're not always. Why would you go there first? The gay community has a lot of freedom, they got a lot of support, which I totally admire. They support each other. It's beautiful, and they express themselves freely. But I think it's like even women can express their emotions only in a certain way. Gay men can express whatever the hell comes off the top of their head, and it's okay because they're gay.
It's liberation.
It's liberation, and they're free, and there is that vibe you get from a lot of I get from gay friends of mine who are like, they're very expressive, they're not judgmental, and that's beautiful, and I aspire to not be judgmental as well, but I don't think even women, when they say, and
Are
men,
you really aspiring to not be judgmental?
Yeah,
Really?
I do. I aspire. I don't.
Is that just some moralistic shit, or
no,
do you really like?
I don't. I have no reason. It brings me. I don't have any. I do judge people, but my goal is to respect everybody. It's in my heart, man. I can't help it. It's just kind of in my nature.
I aspire. Yeah, I aspire.
I want to connect. It's because I want to connect with everybody. That's what it is. It's my pathology is that I need everybody to fucking understand me. So that's the selfish part of it. So that's why I'm
Understand or like?
I don't give a shit whether they like me or not. They don't have to fucking like me. I want them to respect me. But
you know what? I actually am going to disagree
hate me and
here.
understand
I think
me,
they have to like you.
I don't care if they like me or not.
I don't think that's true.
I don't want them to be mean to me, but they don't have to fucking like me. They really don't.
I really don't believe you.
I feel bad. If they don't like me and nobody else around likes me, I feel pretty shitty. But if there are people around me who don't like me, but I have people around me who do like me, I'm like, F them. I don't give a crap. I'm used to people not liking me, dude. I grew up feeling like my family didn't fucking like me, for God's sakes, So that's nothing fucking new.
I don't particularly like you. You know, I don't think you should think people like you. I don't think people. I guess what I'm saying is, them.
Yeah, I don't care if people don't like me. I never have. Dude,
But I'm also saying that they should.
I think you should respect. Everybody should be respected. I think, except outside of their behavior. They're bad. You don't respect bad behavior, but you always respect somebody's humanity. You really. I mean, to me, that's like the golden rule.
I agree.
You got to respect everybody's humanity. You know.
Yeah.
That you
Except for Donald Trump.
Why is that? Because that rich, angry white lady lost. That's why. That's the only reason why. Otherwise, America would be still watching that crap on NBC.
You know what? The only way I would agree to do this was that was off limits. And it seems like you keep going back to the same tired right-wing propaganda every time. And I just don't understand what, that's going to accomplish, especially in the context of an Apple event, which we have, we have this view now. I've been looking at it the whole time.
That's more interesting image than any of the ones they've shown us.
This is the best image of all. He's looking into the void.
Into the void of the
There are also these weird vampires, these white-skinned. They're the heads of corporate.
There's
HR.
There's some mythical Greek precedent for their role.
I mean, this is a simple thing. We do this every day. We use our phones in the day and we charge them at night, often on a charger by our bedstand in our homes or in our hotels. And words can't describe just how much nicer it is to just put it down and pick it up whenever you want to charge without ever having to plug in a cable again. You're going to want to do this by your bedside. You're going to want to do this in a cafe or restaurant. As they start
wireless charging.
Wireless charging.
What do you think that's all about?
So you can top up your charge before you get on the next
Just
flight.
Convenience.
And perhaps the best use case of all.
Less hardware to wear out.
You can get into your
so it's
car,
built into all these different things. It's built into a bar.
CarPlay,
There's not even a circle. It's just, you put your phone in the bar.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that.
What makes this possible is we're building to iPhone 8 and 8 Plus.
I don't know who made the technology, but
Qi is the leading openness wireless charging standard.
They're calling
we
it
hope
Qi.
to help Qi by increasing adoption of it.
Does Qi talk to you?
New use cases for it.
Yeah. They should call it Feng Shui.
Many restaurants,
or
shops,
Wu Wei.
airports, cars have started to build
Bite
support for Qi wireless charging, and they'll work with iPhone 8. Many companies are offering Qi chargers, and those that are Qi certified should all work with iPhone 8. And we've worked with some developers who are creating Qi chargers, and we're going to offer them in our stores.
Every time they show a bunch of logos, we just shut up.
From Mophie,
Like we have nothing to say.
and this one from Belkin.
So they're just pouring it out to Belkin. Belkin's like, oh, like they're watching this right now. They're like, oh,
what's Belkin?
God, yes.
What's Belkin?
They make phone cords and chargers and accessories for electronic devices.
So they're just rubbing it in that we don't need you anymore.
They're partnering with them, so they're showing their shit. And the Belkin guys are like, woo! They're like snorting coke.
Yeah, probably.
Like, yeah,
We love about iPhone. It is packed with innovative technologies, from the glass and aluminum design to the Retina HD displays, the new A11 Bionic chip. They're designed for AR.
Bionic.
No
what the fuck's that mean to them?
They have new single and
Bionic.
dual cameras.
The reason they use it is because they're talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning.
Yeah.
Exactly what you said. They're trying to anthropomorphize, not just they're trying to go all the way down to the chip level. In other words, they're calling it the Bionic because they're trying to humanize it.
And when they said DNA of the thing, it offended me.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, the red flags, man.
That's just bad. You know what that reminds me of?
We need a new word for red flag.
You know what that reminds me of? Fucking, Nazis changing German. Those neologisms. Casual. Fascism is casual with the neologisms in the same way that this spiel is. That's all I'm going to say. I mean,
that's deep, man.
This is some totality. I mean, this
is what you get from the Caretaker. This is the kind of shit he brings. You are not going to get close to it. Do not try. All right. Continue.
I was just saying, I mean, no one can deny this odd totalitarian imagery throughout.
No one denying it.
It's crazy. I mean, I guess you could say it's not ironic, but it's the 1984 ad with the Olympic mess, whatever, that famous ad with the hammer throw through the, we're unique and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It's like weird. It's like Meet the New Boss, same as the old boss.
But what's funny is that no one really made that statement because at the time it was countercultural.
Yeah.
And no one said,
and IBM
what the is that? Because it hadn't happened yet.
Yeah.
And now it's happening. And people are not saying what the
And a company like IBM, which is looking at it from the old paradigm, industrial paradigm, manufacturing paradigm, you know, like, well, it's a tool. It'll help you work better. We don't care who you are or what you are. You know, this is just the thing that helps. It's the best way to help everybody. Like they're selling a friggin', you know, abacus or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, it's this up with people style, whatever, marketing that wins the day. I guess Nike started that crap, right? In the industry.
I don't know.
Like,
it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
There's that rose gold, man.
Yeah, it's weird.
Do you hear me about that?
It's definitely more Italian fascist than German fascist, all of this, though, I'd have to say.
I think it feels like blood.
Yeah, it kind of does.
It's blood-stained iPhone.
Yeah. It reminds me of lymph. More than blood.
Lymph.
Yeah.
Lymph-stained
It is supposed to, I think they do like the rose gold because it is kind of it's like
it's pink, but it's like...
It's quasi-organic.
But it's also Real Housewives, like right up the middle.
Oh, totally.
And I just feel like it's like there's something interesting about this quick move to an obligatory metal and tone that was just basic bitch all the way up the middle.
That's what the word I was looking for.
And that's like in this
earlier.
interesting, like, you know, it's like the characterization is that is 1/3.
You know what? If I were to make
the people are basic bitch.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you know what I mean?
Whether they're male or female.
Exactly. Whether they're male or female.
If I were to make a meme of this, you know, if
both men and women.
It looks like
not all men and not all women.
It reminds me of a cover of an Isaac Asimov novel about like robots taking over is what it looks like. A couple fascist robots.
It looks like a morgue.
To me, it looks like two fascist robots who are talking about
like the cold slab,
the slave in front of them,
the cold American
heart. It looks like the cover of an Ayn Rand novel.
All right, so here's what's going to happen. The Caretaker is going to continue.
Well, I'll go through my Instagram account and describe the photos to you. Yeah. Well, I mean, I do admit Apple has really great products. And I do like all the technology, but the practical side of it I appreciate. But the whole cult of you know, idolatry that we go through when we deal with this. Even like going to the store, you know, running into a Mooney meeting at first. I mean, I'm not to say that, you know, the people there are brainwashed, but it was an odd vibe. I mean, I've had, you know, decent service and all, but it just was kind of creeping me out. Fake, you know, the whole corporate weirdness or whatever, blandness, and then like to make it fake, like cutesy or familiar. But anyway, yeah. So here's a picture on Instagram that a friend posted of a well-lit bathroom.
Yeah, so the Caretaker's got a mad Instagram skill. And that's kind of how it is. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would say. I'm definitely not non-confrontational. I enjoy a confrontation, but usually I get one without asking for one. It's just by stating your opinion. I've learned on Facebook, especially. I'm sure it's true on other platforms, but the worst reaction you ever get is when you question we question a mediocre popular opinion. That's when people go ape shit. If you question,
Well, it's like criticizing the art you didn't try hard on.
what do you mean?
It's like someone getting all up in your ass for something you didn't give a about to begin with.
Yeah, exactly. People react so emotionally, and the reason they
react so emotionally is because they know that what you're criticizing ain't worth shit.
Yeah.
It's like if it was something that they really believed in, it wouldn't even irk them as much. It
Probably
irks
right.
them because they know how shit it is.
But they identify with it, though, usually.
And they know that, too.
That's what upsets them. They know that, that's too. What upsets them is because you say something negative about something they identify with, and they go ape shit. I don't know what we call the narcissistic mirror effect of going online.
Yeah.
How you start reacting because it's especially nowadays where everything you're used to this machine being programmed to your likes, and so when there's something that appears that you don't like, you're like, whoa, I don't like that, and it's like, oh, that's in my face. Which back in the day it was like, if something stupid, you'd have to pick up the magazine to see it, but then it's like, oh, I got to see this crap, and then you get really mad. And you take it personally. You get mad because and then instead of just saying, whatever, I'm going to ignore it. It's stupid. People want, and then people let their rage out. And then because there's not another human being in front of them, it's like they're yelling in a mirror at themselves and they don't realize it. And that's where I have fun. And I get them in logical, I engage them. Nothing I say, everything I say online is first, it's true. And then second, I hope it's funny. And third, I hope it's poetic. I was going to say pathetic. It is always pathetic. It's got a pathos to it.
Pathetic is fair.
But the goal is poetic. That's like the bing trifecta there. But funny, it has to be true.
But if it's true, it's pathetic.
A true statement. I only mean a true statement. I don't mean the higher truth.
If it's true, it's pathetic. You bastard!
And sometimes it's higher truth that I believe, but that's debatable whether it's actually true or not.
Do you ever have one of those little lint rollers?
Yeah, I had a cat.
That gave you the security of
an
knowing
iPhone.
That you were lint-free.
Yeah, I could see that.
You're lint-free.
Yeah.
You walk in. No one notices a single bit of lint.
I have that on my own level, I'll admit. I'm not sure exactly how it would be.
Except for in your belly button. Well, we're excited about the new iPhone, but we're not done. And I think that if you've gotten through this much, which is, I'm guessing, going to be about 7 people.
Yeah, it would be good. I'd be so excited.
I think about 7 will do it. I mean, 7 being, I think that's the total number of friends you and I have combined.
Oh, probably. Yeah, if I have friends, I would not
7.
expect I would not expect any of my friends to listen beyond the point where they either are bored or annoyed, because I'm that way about everything I watch or listen to. So I apologize if there was any kind of sense of, I will, just to feel supportive.
If you've gotten this far,
I hate to tell you, but
what we're really saying is
really made
that
a
you
mistake.
must not have a life.
Or you're entertained, which is fine.
You might be entertained. I don't think that's very likely.
Oh, I don't know.
Like I said, about 7. 7? What do you want to say? What do you want to bet? How many?
I don't even go there.
How many likes?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't look at those.
How many views?
I don't know. I have no experience with
How
this.
many thumbs up?
I have no experience with this.
Dude, come on. You're doing a podcast.
We're
You're
niche.
becoming a podcast personality.
I know there's a niche out there for us. It's just a matter of finding it. Water finds its own level.
Was that Scottish? It's just a matter of...
That was Irish. That was Irish.
It's just... what's Scottish? Do Scottish.
I don't do it consciously. It just comes out. It does.
It does.
And then the Irish comes out unconsciously too.
Just a matter.
Matter. That's Southern England. That's
Matter.
Is that
Matter.
Shropshire? No.
Just a matter.
I love that's my favorite English accent.
Just a matter of kindness.
That's more that's Liverpudlian.
Just a matter of kindness.
That's more London, right?
It's just a matter of kindness. Come on, what was that? I don't know what that was.
That was like
that was just like some British show.
A character we've heard over the years. There's always somebody saying that in that accent. Not always, but
it usually has like a mohawk and a
well, that's
jacket.
The working class tough guy.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
but that's not Manchester.
That sounds pretty good to my ear, but I don't know. Not like I'm an expert. That was Irish right there that came out.
Irish. This is a special shout out to someone very dear to me. You will not eat fatty, creamy, sugary foods. You know who you are.